We are live. White Sim Sports Media. I'm Jamil Parker, and this is my co-host.
Yo, what's up, man? It's Brandon.
You don't got a
So
last
what's
name,
going?
Brandon?
Brandon Walker.
uh,
So what's up, dog? Talk to me, man. What's going on?
okay, so Billy Joe's dad comes out in an interview, I think, with IFL TV, and
Hmm.
basically says that the fight is off due to ring size, saying that they had no contracted ring size, and now that they're actively negotiating and negotiations. Well, they were actively negotiating. Negotiations fell through because Canelo wants what is it, 18 feet, and Billy and them want 24 or 22 feet. Right. So initially, I'm confused, right? Because what I know about the boxing business is that everything is negotiated beforehand, right? Date, venue, ring size, glove size, the whole nine, even the actual canvas color.
Yeah.
So to say that there was no ring size, like that wasn't in the contract, Billy and the team is either fucking inept or dad is lying. One or the other. Hey,
I've
baby.
I, I've never heard of like um ring size. Like, how can I put it? Like, if somebody was to ask me, because I would like to say, hey, I know a lot about boxing. But if somebody was to tell me, hey, how much foot is a ring? I have no idea. Like, I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I talked to a lot of managers, a lot of promoters. This stuff is always negotiated beforehand. To say
Yeah.
that it's not in the contract, either somebody fucked up majorly or you're lying.
Okay, what's the average ring size? Like, for any regular fight, what's like the normal ring size?
I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea. I think it
Okay.
ranges from like 16 feet to 24 feet.
Okay.
But
I mean, look, this is the thing, right? If it's Canelo's gonna get an advantage any way he wants, right? I know people want to try to they want to try to spread this narrative that Canelo's this typical Mexican. I'll bring on all comers. I'll fuck you up. I don't care who you are. But at the same time, for me, I've always felt that's not the case. The one thing I do feel is the case. No matter who Canelo's fighting, he wants some kind of little advantage, whether it be a catch weight, whether it be um, a rehydration clause. There's always something where it's just not going to be straight up. You know what I mean? There's going to be something here and something there that he's going to want to go in his favor. You know what I mean? So if they're trying to say that they want a smaller ring, I could see him doing that, because it's like Billy Joe is supposed to be a mover, right? They're basically
yeah,
saying like this is going to be a fight the way like Floyd and Laura, the way they move. This is going to be that first fight, like, like that. So we're gonna see if Canelo's still flat footed if he cut off the ring. So I think that's why he's like, hey, I want an 18-foot ring or 16-foot ring, however small foot of a ring he wants. You know what I mean?
yeah. Hold on 1 second, B. All right,
Hmm.
so Sip Bud says Canelo is unified champion and A side. Billy Ho need to man up. Okay, so my only thing, Sip Bud, is because I'm confused. All this stuff is supposed to be negotiated beforehand, right? So if it wasn't negotiated beforehand, then Billy Joe's team's at fault because that is something that you're definitely supposed to have in the contract and you're supposed to know going into the fight. Now, if it if the story that's coming out saying they agreed on 24 feet and now Canelo is changing it to 18 feet when Billy gets to Dallas, then that's some hoe ass shit. So I'm still the details are a little shaky to me. I want to welcome to the chat Bushido's Boxing. What's good, Bushido?
What's going on, man? You hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you good, man.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna get my thoughts real quick. Surprising, you know what I'm saying? This whole thing is kind of surprising, but we shouldn't be surprised because this isn't the first time Billy Joe canceled a fight. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the third time. You know what I'm saying? And
But is it Billy Joe's fault?
I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of on the fence about that part. You know, Billy Joe wants a fair shake, so that shows me that he was serious about going out there and actually beating Canelo Alvarez and not playing around with him. But for him to come in there with an 18-foot I'm not sure if that was negotiated to have a 24-foot, but for them to have an 18-foot, then you already know what type of time they was on. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Is Billy in the wrong for not, you know, pulling out of this fight? I
Shido,
don't know.
I'm with you because that we're getting two conflicting stories. Did they agree on 24 feet or it wasn't in the contract? If it wasn't in the contract, what is Billy and MTK Global doing? Like that is something that is a major issue, especially if you're a boxer, especially if you depend on your feet. Ring size is a point of contention. Now, if this is Canelo pulling typical Canelo bullshit, we all know how Canelo gets down. So if this is him pulling that last minute shit, he's completely in the wrong, and Billy is justified with pulling out of the fight. Now, Sip Bud
Hey,
says Andy versus Ruiz, AJ versus Ruiz had a 20 feet ring. Billy needs to stop it. It's not the ring size, bro. It's if it was last minute and if it was already agreed on. That
honestly, I think
those are issues.
yo, Jamil, I think they're trying to hold Billy. I think they're trying to hold Billy. That's really what I think it is. I think this is like a last spur of the moment, and they're just like, okay, you know what? Now that you're here, we're gonna request, or we want an 18-foot ring, 16-foot
I can
ring.
see that. I
But
can
let me
see that.
ask you, let me ask you, Canelo. See, Canelo, he's the biggest hypocrite because he'll have a fight with Laura and be like, oh, he just ran around the ring, and then he'll fight the fight he had with Triple G. The first fight, that's what he did, run around the whole ring. So you're gonna tell me the first time he fought Triple G that he was asking for a smaller ring? Fuck no. But now that he knows he's gonna fight a guy that might outbox him, oh, I want a smaller ring. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean?
Jalik the leader says Billy does have leverage. 22 feet. Why not? What was the ring size versus Laura? I'm not sure, Jalik. Um, but Brandon he brings up a good point, right? So Canelo picks and chooses based on whatever's in his advantage. And that's the part that not is going to put an asterisk next to him as the champion, but you can't go around poking your chest when you're looking for every advantage possible.
That's the Mexican
Especially,
goat. That's the
huh?
Mexican goat.
I mean, for me, all this stuff is supposed to be ironed out beforehand. We shouldn't even be hearing about this.
But there's no way it gets canceled though, dog. Like I don't. I know you trying to say it got. There's no way it gets canceled. I'm sorry, man.
I don't think so either. I'm just telling you exactly what is being said.
Hey, can somebody look it up? What's the average size for a ring? I want to know that. What's the standard boxing ring size?
It's got to be like between 20 and 22, right?
All
I
right,
got no idea, dog. I have no earthly idea.
I'm gonna look it up, yo.
That's some shit. Like I
But my thing is
I
this
don't
too,
know.
though. My thing is this too, though. If you consider the best pound for pound fighter in the world, then you should be able to beat him regardless of what size the ring is. You should be able to beat him outside. You know what I'm saying? If you're the best pound for pound fighter in the world,
Cause look,
Between 16 and 24 feet, yo.
that's what it says.
Yep.
between 16 and
So
24,
look, I bet you like when Sugar Ray fought Marvin Hagler, he fucking got like a 24-foot ring. You know what I'm
oh
saying? Shit
yeah,
like
that ring
that.
was
You know what I
huge.
mean?
That ring was huge.
So it's just like, okay, if Billy Joe's gonna win, right? How is Billy Joe gonna win? He ain't gonna win a knockout. He's gonna try to outbox and outpoint Canelo. Even though Canelo has favorable judges, that's Billy Joe's keys to victory. And Canelo's keys to victory, he's gonna try to pressure and break him down and throw body shots. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you're Canelo, hell yeah, you want a smaller ring because you don't want to chase this motherfucker around all night. You know what I mean? You don't want to be looking like David Lemieux was, just fucking just throwing out air. You know what I mean?
But you're supposed to be the best in the world.
I have no issue. I have no issue with him trying to get these advantages in the negotiations pre-fight. My only issue is if he's pulling this last minute. If he's pulling this last minute, that's ridiculous, yo.
Because it's fight week, dog. Like the fighters are already there at the at the city of the fight. The camps are already there. The final press conference is usually what, like Wednesday or Thursday. Like, dog, like they on deck, man. The shit's already ready to go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
So
All right, we're adding
I mean,
somebody else. My man from the 616, Brian Dantzler. Was good, B?
what it do, bro?
what up, Brian?
What's up,
Man,
man?
how y'all doing? Y'all all right?
Real fast, Jalik says, Mill, this controversy creates a buzz. The fight doesn't have a buzz, really. Yeah, I agree with you.
Hey,
This
it
is
do
definitely creating a
create
buzz.
buzz.
Canelo's fighting in Texas. It's almost like fighting in Mexico. Let Billy use his legs. Brian, what's your thoughts? Brian, what's your
I'm
thoughts
offended.
on this fight possibly being canceled due to ring size? Who's right? Who's wrong?
I believe that if you look at history in boxing, Billy Joe to me really don't got no legs to stand on with coming and being a B-side. He has a better resume as a prospect than he do as a world champion. He's been known to his fights get canceled. There's always like something going on with him. I feel like that if he wants that big payday, especially if no ring size was agreed upon in the initial contract, if you look in retrospect, if there was no stipulation in there what size ring that they had to use, I feel like that, you know what I'm saying, that he can't really be mad because Texas regulation is, from what I seen, was 18 feet to 24 feet. You know what I mean? They don't have to give him. If I'm Canelo Alvarez, why the hell would I give him an advantage and give him a 24 feet ring and I'm the A side when I work so hard to build?
You bring up a good point because Billy's dad did say that no ring size was agreed on in the contract. And for me, you have to be absolutely crazy not to negotiate that pre-fight.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So, but
Exactly.
it's basically like a window though. So basically, what they're trying to say, it could be anything from 18 to 24. So if you're Canelo, right, and you're gonna fight Triple G for the first time, okay, I want 24. But now, you ain't gonna be the one boxing. You're gonna be the aggressor. Okay, I want 18. So
I mean,
Billy, the thing that Billy does have is, as minor as the belts may seem, is he's a champion, and that's really the only reason I think he's getting the fight. So I mean, shit, I mean, he needs to stand on his ground because really he's a champion, and that's what they want. They want his belt. You know what I'm saying? So it's not so much they want his name, they want his belt. You know what I mean?
but this is
Yeah,
an
man, got to get
opportunity in a
that belt.
lifetime for Billy.
They got to go through Billy to be undisputed, man. He playing
Yeah, that's
hardball
what I'm
right now.
saying. So I mean, if you're Billy, you got to kind of stand your ground. You don't want to get hold at the same time because it's like Canelo's gonna hold you one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Like what was the rehydration clause that he had with Kovalev meal? What was that? What was that again? Like 10 pounds or what was that?
Oh, Kovalev couldn't rehydrate over 10 pounds.
Okay, and you seen fighters hydrate, and again, sometimes I believe it, sometimes I don't believe it because it'll be like the way HBO used to do it, where they say HBO unofficial scale.
Hey,
Dog, they've
B,
shown
hold it
you,
down for 5 minutes, B.
yeah,
What's up?
they've showed people go up like 20 pounds, 25 pounds the next day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't know. I feel like yeah, Billy needs to kind of stand his ground, but I don't believe that the fight's gonna get canceled over this. Like I just can't see that. If it does, then it's just then damn. You know what I mean? Y'all should have ironed this shit out a long time ago. Because it's already fight week, dog. It's already what, Tuesday? Like we're already here.
Man, um, I can understand where people coming from by saying that he need to stand his ground, but what ground is he standing? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, yeah, he need that belt for undisputed, but Canelo at the point where he like Floyd Mayweather, he don't need no belt. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter who he fight, it's gonna be a boatload of money involved in it. You know, and I felt like Billy Joe Saunders, um, I think maybe they could compromise and meet, but if like when Floyd fought Oscar De La Hoya, you know, he had to wear 10-ounce gloves. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao had rehydration clause to people. You know what I'm saying? And they made up a division for him to be 8-time world champion. So it's like when you the A side and you had a long career like that and you paid your dues, you know what I'm saying? If you putting asses in them seats, that's all that matters about A side or B side. The belts really don't matter unless, like you said, Canelo trying to be undisputed. Other than that, he can pick anybody and make as much money as he fighting Billy Joe. Is Billy Joe the one that's getting the favor? Because he ain't really did nothing to get the shot, to be honest, besides have the belt. He ain't fought nobody.
But right now where it's at, you can't get a replacement. You can't get a replacement on 5 days notice.
Why can't
4
you?
days
Anthony
notice.
Johnson
Wait,
did.
whoa. Let me tell you real fast, right? It's been reported that John Ryder has been contacted as the
Oh
replacement.
my God.
On the
Some
Caleb
guy.
Plant.
You're gonna ask Mexicans, you're gonna tell Mexicans, it's bad enough you gotta tell Mexicans, okay, he's fighting Billy Joe, but now you're gonna have to tell them, okay, he's fighting John Ryder. They're gonna be like, Ken? Hey man, Ken is John Ryder. We're gonna know who the hell you're talking about, bro.
You know,
So it looks to me
All right,
like
so
Canelo was
real fast,
British dude.
real fast. King Dale Clark is asking us some relationship advice, bro. We talking boxing right now, but good luck to you on your job, man. Hope it all works out for you. Billy Joe probably,
That
as
was
Brad
funny,
said,
dog.
that's why he's not desperate. Yeah, that could be. If Billy pull out, he's blackballed. Might as well retire. All right, so that is a good point. If Billy does pull out,
They could ice his
his
ass.
own matchroom, I know they're not going to be happy. I know they're not going to be happy. So that's a good point. I've heard of Billy J has never fought in a ring more than 20 feet. Is that true? I don't know. I asked my homies in the UK, and Jalik says John Ryder. Yeah. So supposedly John Ryder is in waiting.
so
Is that a fight y'all still want to see? If it's Canelo versus John Ryder?
hell no.
Nope.
And I'm a Canelo fan. You know, I support Canelo, but right is right and wrong is wrong. Man, I just feel like that. You know, if you want the king's throne, man, you have to be willing to jump through like hoops and go through hell and high water to get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Canelo has way more to lose than Billy Joe. And if I'm not going to give my competitor no type of edge or advantage, if you beat me, you're going to have to really beat the champion. You're going to have to earn it. You ain't about to get no freebies from me. So if it don't benefit me to have no 24 feet ring, we're gonna have to meet in the middle. It ain't gonna be I ain't gonna give you what you want.
Has Canelo ever requested a smaller ring?
I'm thinking that he probably has. I'm pretty sure he probably has. I mean, I've
never heard of this request from him.
You know, I mean, it wasn't a request because they didn't agree on any size ring. Billy Joe just said that they at least want a 22-foot ring or something like that.
I mean, like you said, Billy's dad is saying that there was no ring in the contract, right? So if that's true, then it's not Canelo's fault. Canelo's the A side. So if that's true, Canelo picked the ring, and okay, if you don't like it, don't fight.
I don't know. I don't know if they still do it, but I remember like at 154, if the dudes would agree to it, they would let them wear 8-ounce gloves instead of 10-ounce. So it's shit like that. Like if you're the puncher, right, you're gonna want to wear 8-ounce gloves, dog. Like when I used to box and I'm at the gym, you put out 8-ounce gloves, bro. That's literally next to nothing. You could feel all the snap. You know what I mean? You can knock somebody's head off with 8-ounce gloves, like for real, for real.
That's true. I'm 6'1". I got 10-ounce gloves in the crib. And I'm telling you.
But if you ever put the 8-ounce gloves, you'll be like, God damn.
Yeah, but for us, anything above 54, like we're all big. Anything above 54 is 10 ounces. And even with that, I'm punching. So I can only imagine what 8 ounces feels like. Thank you, Dale Clark. Busy, what's good? Canelo knows how to cut the ring off, so make it 22 feet. Canelo knows how to cut the ring off with guys who don't really move well. That style's always giving Canelo issues, So since he earned his A-side status, if it wasn't discussed in the contract, he can choose whatever weight that's within regulations. If
Hey,
that's true.
Hey Brian, let me ask you. I don't believe in Billy Joe's chances against Canelo. Jamil tells me Billy's gonna be competitive. What do you think?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you though.
I think had this been a few years ago, it'd have been a better fight. Billy Joe is not a slouch by no means necessary, but as Danny Jacobs found out, it's levels to this. You know what I mean? I just feel like Canelo consistency and he stays in the gym and he stays ready, man. And he's the only fighter that's going to be fighting 4 times in a year. I think that's going to win him the fight alone, man. I just think that Billy isn't on Canelo's level. I think that I think his best win as of late has been David Lemieux, and people were trying to blow him up as to be like this next this Canadian Mike Tyson or something, and he was really a one-trick pony. So I believe that Billy Joe would make it interesting the first 4 or 5 rounds of the fight, but I think that eventually the pressure and Canelo's ring IQ and everything would get to him and break him down. And I could see Canelo putting a lot of hurting on Billy Joe, because Billy Joe, he is no Floyd Mayweather or Erislandy Lara by no means necessary when it comes to slickness and stuff. I like him, but I don't think that he has anything for Canelo.
True, but if you add
when they say White Mayweather, that ain't accurate.
No,
that shit had me die laughing when I read that.
Yo, if you add the size with Billy's ability to box and somewhat slick, he's not East Coast, Midwest slick.
Yeah.
Because that's where your slick fighters come from.
I don't know, man. I don't believe in Billy Joe, but then again, if Canelo's trying to pull some shit, I don't know, man. Maybe Canelo has a little bit more respect for him than I do. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's a good fighter. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely a good fighter, man. Like, I think me and Jamil was talking about this a while ago. I just think that, I don't know if he is like on the level of Canelo Alvarez. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think it's levels to it. And I know Billy has a good jab, and he's like, 5'10" or something like that. But I don't think he's been in there with anybody. The problem is, I don't think he's been in there with fighters like Canelo. Canelo has seen styles like Billy Joe.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think this fight, if it happens, is going to end controversially? Because that's what it feels like to me.
If it goes 12 rounds,
like
yeah.
That it's going to be, something.
Yeah, I'll admit, if one thing about it is I'm going to be unbiased as possible. I'll admit if the fight was close and it went either way. But if Canelo wins decisively by decision or via TKO or whatever, I just hope people give him his props, because it's always an excuse why they don't want to give him his props. With what's the guy he just fought? Was it Liam Smith?
Callum Smith.
And they said that was a fluke. Kovalev, they said that was a fluke. It's just like all his victories get tainted. People try to take his victories away from him.
I mean, the Callum Smith win, that was a solid win. Callum Smith was supposedly number 1 at 168 pounds. So you got to give him props for that. The rehydration clauses on Kovalev and then the fast turnaround from the Anthony Yard fight, that wasn't a good look.
I mean, but he could see, the thing is, they could turn the fight down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to sign on that dotted line. But then when you do, and you get your ass knocked out, don't come with no excuse.
But B, you can't expect me to give you 100% props when I know you're doing shit to lessen the other man.
Bro, people, like, if you look at back in the day, bro, how do you think Sugar Ray Leonard got his rematch with Roberto Duran? The turnaround was fast. They knew Roberto Duran was partying and he wasn't ready. Anthony Joshua did it to Andy Ruiz, but whose fault is that though?
It was definitely intelligence, right?
And that's what I'm saying, bro. This is nothing new in the sport of boxing.
I'm not telling you it's not, B. All I'm saying is, don't expect anyone to not critique the win.
I mean, critiquing is going to happen regardless. But I'm saying, like, if you ain't if you giving Sugar Ray Leonard full credit for beating Roberto Duran and Anthony Johnson full credit for beating Andy Ruiz the second time without giving him the rematch, then you man, why pick and choose when you want to critique somebody? Is my point. I'm not saying that you doing it.
Critique. I'm saying that we all critique as boxing fans. We all critique wins. We critique losses. And
Hey,
some people let stuff go. Some people don't, depending on who it is. I'm just saying, if you start adding certain things, rehydration clauses, fast turnarounds, people are going to complain. And
all right.
AB, make the last
I got a
point,
question for both of y'all.
here.
I got a question for both of y'all. If Canelo beats Billy Joe, would this be his first win versus somebody in their prime?
No, Austin Trout.
Right, correct.
Okay.
Correct. I mean,
And Callum
Lara,
Smith.
if
Callum
you could
Smith,
say,
Lara, Callum Smith was in his prime.
yeah. Yeah. So,
All right, fellas. Thanks for joining me. Got to head to the gym.
I'm on the same shit.
We'll be back for Wilder Fury Joshua talk.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, y'all.
All right, man.
Alex,
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, bro.